So before we begin, I want to put a disclaimer that these videos, where I read these comics, are not meant to be mean-spirited in any way. My main goal is to read underrated comics and enjoy them the best that I can. While I will make critiques as I read them, the creator does not need to change nor take my suggestions as fact. It is purely out of my own personal preferences and does not need to be changed. If I'm reading your comic, please continue to make your comic and don't let what anyone says get to you. I'm reading these comics to enjoy the work, and I want to share my reactions to the comic in hopes that more people can read and enjoy them as well. Making a comic is hard work, especially if you're a one-man band, so please do not harass the creator, nor say awful things about their art or storytelling. We all start somewhere, and I know these creators will certainly improve as they go. Now let's get to the video. Alright. So I ended up finding Plug and Play Romance of Gadget Guys. It popped up on the same page as Paranormal Activity and Silver Cage. Saw the thumbnail, thought it looked really nice, so I wanted to see what it was. It did say BL, and I like boys love, so hopefully it's good. Before we read the synopsis, the category is in romance and comedy. Oh, DLE Webtoon? Wait, do the other pages have? They do have that. DLE Webtoon sounds like a weird name. But yeah, let's read the synopsis. Okay. Enter the world of Gadget Guys, a comedic BL manga where handsome guys take on the roles of PC peripherals. Okay. These charming characters just love to connect with each other. Sounds kind of gay, yeah. All they think about is to plug into your terminal. Oh. Okay. With its cheeky humor, peek into the everyday lives of these gadget guys that'll have you chuckling. And their Pixiv is linked, but once again, I have to mention, we don't pay attention to ratings or subscribers or anything like that. I am looking at it, but we shouldn't let that deter us from seeing if the story gets told. But I feel like this is a more of a slice of life, because it says romance and comedy. I would assume maybe like slice of life comedy. But then we'll see, because it's what it is. I will say if it's... I'm worried I might drop it because I'm not really into slice of life stuff or like really silly things. So that's my concern. The art is cute so far. That's a really cute drawing. Let's see. Computer body, character design, Wanyan Poo? Main unit kun. Nice to meet you. I am the main unit of a personal computer. People often say that I'm a child who can do anything, but I can't do anything by myself. I love connecting. By connecting with everyone, I can become the real me. I want to connect with a lot of people as soon as possible. Okay, that's kind of cute, but yeah, I figured it would kind of be something like this, just from the description alone, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get into this. Just a really, really big warning, because I feel like I'm gonna drop it by like episode 4. So we'll go 4 episodes and we'll see how it is, because they had like 50 something episodes. I think I didn't check the amount that they had, but they had quite a bit. I think they had like 7 pages worth of episodes. While the art is very cute, I don't know if this is for me, and I don't think it will be. Anyways, we'll go to the next episode. I was thinking like, oh yeah, if there's like a really good storyline, I'll read it, but it looks like it's very simplistic and like this. So, power chord, Torakichi. Power chord san. Power chord san is a kind person. Good morning. Okay, today it's curry. He's really good at cooking. He's very reliable. Is it delicious? But yeah, lightning seems to be his only weakness. Rip guy. He is cute, but yeah, it's doing like the 4 Coma comics. Don't know if this is for me. Mouse. Mouse-kun. The initial setup is difficult. Delete all and leave solitaire. What are you doing? Just open it. Mouse-kun, please stop. Don't make too much mess. It got cut off over here. And this, and this, and this. That's enough. Okay, I can't take this. Okay. All right. Oops, my bad, my bad. All right. I feel like after that third episode, I'm probably gonna stop here. If you guys are interested, I'm pretty sure some of you are like, "Oh no, read some more. I want to read it." Go read Plug and Play Romance of Gadget, guys. I don't think this is for me. I'm not really interested in this kind of stuff. I'm into a lot more complex storytelling, and even if it's like I think I've seen some slice of lives that are like that still kind of have a bit of a storyline, like Grumpy Lumpy. I'm gonna bring up Grumpy Lumpy. Grumpy Lumpy was a slice of life that I actually enjoyed because there was still like some melodrama in between with Grumpy Lumpy. That kept me reading and reading and reading, and I didn't want to stop because I'm just like I want to see what goes on with Grumpy Lumpy. I want to see what goes on with Cade and you know, etc. with Cade. While I don't mind slice of life, I feel like it's just this here is like super simple, silly comics of personified computer accessories, right? And I'm sure some people can get into it because they're like, oh, you know, it's that sounds like a nice thing to get into, and I won't judge you for that. It's just not for me. I'm gonna have to drop this. I knew from like that third episode, I'm like, yeah, no, that's no. That's not for me. So I guess we can go over to the next one. I was expecting to read this one a little bit longer because I was just like, oh, maybe there is something that might be good. I will say I like the character designs. The art looks gorgeous, but unfortunately it is not for me. Anyways, here's Elle by Merit the Witch. It's a fantasy and romance, and let's read the synopsis. With unique traditions ruled by the 12 stones, gods, who nobody has seen or heard except for the messenger, thrives the communion, hidden away from the unsuspecting humans. The mythical creatures of the communion, sirens, vampires, fairies, werewolves, spirits, and mages, are quite particular about following their ancestors' traditions. And since Elle is a light mage with some undesirable traits, who is also struggling with her magic, she has trouble fitting into the beautifully perfect picture the stones had created so many centuries ago. Fate has ordained she would have to find out, through hardships and unexpected adventures, what the evil is in a world where all is good. A magical story about the main character Elle, who discovers all the secrets of her world, makes meaningful friendships in unexpected places, and experiences a romance with a certain dark mage. I mean, that synopsis is actually a lot longer than I thought it would be. I feel like this could definitely be shortened a little bit, but I'm not going to put the work into like shortening it because I'm just here to read it, right? So I'm going to click first episode. We're just here to read it. By the way, the series contains adult themes and situation and is recommended for mature audience. So you guys, viewer discretion is advised, and I will proceed to view the content. So if you're like a kid, get out. Bonk. Get the heck out, child. What are you doing here? '22 March, early spring. Time for a new beginning. L. I will say this needs to be a little bit bigger. That's kind of small. Just a little bigger for our eyes. I know it looks very pretty, but just a little bit bigger so we can know. So it's story by Riven V. King and art by Merit the Witch. So we've got two people who are creating this series. Will they pick me for hide and seek this time? But most importantly, how am I supposed to tell my new classmates how bad at magic I am? Now when I think about it, it's my last year here. It has been, 5 years? Living in those beehive-like rooms. What can I say? 2 dorms, one for boys, one for girls, and garden maintained by the teachers in the middle. Boys, girls, and my current room, 12721. 12 in honor of the stones. I'm a little confused, but okay. Honestly, woo, that's some nice background work. I could never do this. This is gorgeous. Holy crap. Now all it's last to be worrying about is my roommates. My first year, I was sorted with 2 sirens. Like T-O-W? Wait, T-W-O? Sirens? Or I assume it's the number 2, so TWO, sirens. Awful, right? It wasn't as bad as I expected, though. Just like Mum said, she's always right. Better. This story again. Every year on the 1st of December, 300 werewolf hunters were sent on their mission to explore the earth and locate every human with special abilities. At 11 years, these abilities reveal themselves in their purest form. After being found, the purifiers travel to the families of the saved and begin the operation of erasing and replacing the memories of all that had contact with the saved. Then the saved are being taken to the communion. It's placed in a place where once country named Bulgaria existed. But now there are no countries, only what's left from the human world and the communion. The saved are impure-blooded mages, but beside them are light mages and dark mages. The light mage? And there's a dark mage. However, the world wouldn't have been like that if it wasn't for the impure and the dark mages who selfishly started World War IV and World War V. Those ugly brown splatters again. Why can't my palms just solid color? I assume that maybe the writer is, like, their English isn't their first language, but because I'm starting to see some mistakes in the English, like, a lot. So that's my assumption. So I'm trying my best not to pick at the English a little bit too much here. But why can't my palms just be a solid color, is what I'm assuming. Our hands color when our hands turn different colors, or our hands start to spot when we feel strong emotions, usually frustration and shame. Vampires' palms turn black. A spirit's golden. An impure-blooded mage, brown. Light mages are blue, and so on. Sorry, you guys can tell that I'm adding my own words because I don't think this is a good representation of how to do this, and especially in a speech bubble, just because it feels very broken English here. And like I said, I think the creator or like the writer, they may not have English as their first language, so this, I understand that maybe, you know, having like proper sentences or having something like this is like, I think some people will say this is still okay. I think it's okay if the visuals pop up with it, but no one has splatters. I wouldn't have felt so humiliated if it wasn't for them. At least I have the blank made by my mum. The blanked? I'm sorry. The blanket. At least I have the blanket made by my mum. It's a blanket. It said the blanked made by my mum. It always makes me feel safe. Poof. I will say, you know, the art's gorgeous. It's very nice. So, we're on episode 2, My Sweet Roommates. Creek. Hi, do you need any help? Scary. You're supposed to be my roommate? I hand you hold? Eh? I guess it must be like a thing as a way to say hi. I hand you hold. I'm Elle. A greeting used in the communion. Ah, yeah. So I was like, I think that's a way of saying hi. That's their way of saying hi. I that's actually pretty cool. That's interesting. You're from the Brown Bloods, no? Well, actually. So I won't have to show you around. So you sure you don't need help? Seriously? By the way, I'm Leah. She's a spirit, and she's so beautiful. So you can disappear. What, you want an autograph or something? It's not that fascinating, you know? Fine. Wow. She disappeared. That's simply fascinating. Yeah, for the audience. Close the curtains. But if we don't count that she looked like Miss Scarlet, it wasn't as bad as it could be. Still, though, I hope my other roomie knows the meaning of thank you. Bang. What's with the dark? Am I sharing the room with a bunch of moles? Girl, you got dumb abs, girl. Whoop! Sorry. You guys got me stared. She got the abs, bro. I'm staring at them. I wish I had those abs. I'm so, like, my tummy's so flubby. I wish. How am I supposed to live with a vampire and a spirit, an oven, and a rude mole? I don't know who's speaking right here. I assume it's the main character, but I also feel like it could be her speaking, so I don't know. If spirits don't like being seen or heard, it's impossible not to pay attention to a vampire. What do you think you're doing? Whatever I want. Is there a problem? Actually, yes. Also, it wouldn't be bad to cool off a little. The heat is making me nauseous. Who knew ghosts could talk? Spirit. Your white skin doesn't burn in the sun now, does it? That's none of your business. Also, it's not a bad thing. It's so hot. It is when you live with a vampire. Kira, I hand you hold. L. You don't look like a spirit. Are you a fairy? Have you never seen people before or eat them before even seeing their eyes? She is obviously a mage. You don't talk much. I'm not in the mood. You'll never be if she's here. Depression hovers over her like the protective shields around the communion. I think this word bubble would have been great up here. And then it would make sense with the visuals. Because I saw the visuals first before I saw what she was saying. I can literally hear you. That's the point. You ain't scaring me. Your eyes are saying otherwise. My eyes are probably telling you that I wouldn't survive a day in here if I'm living with a cannibal. I'm not a cannibal, but I can quickly become one. My life is pathetic anyway. You're so sour. Nobody's gonna want to eat you. I thought that spirits would just float around scaring people. That's a stupid misinterpretation, but I'd gladly spook you out of your mind. Nothing can surprise me, little ghost. Surprise, I'm still here. This is not gonna be easy. Oops, my thing got kind of slow. I like the vampire because I was there when it happened. I also do like the vampire. I like her nature. She's just like I like her like upfront and like sunny, like, oh, I want to go out. The sun's nice nature. Violet. Peters. Cassandra. I like what Peters is wearing. Woo, so shiny. We don't talk much during work. I learn, write, and teach. Scarlet. Shane. Zalia. Ooh, I love the design. Holy crap. These designs are really good. My daughter had to be sorted today. I love my sunshine more than anything. Before her, the world wasn't the same. There are a few mages that are important to me. Cassandra from the clan Seizing is one of them. We often talk. She makes me laugh. Cass usually talks a lot about herself. Sometimes she asks about me, but then the conversation stops. Thea of the Valia clan. I don't like being interrupted while working. Yes? Mother Gothel said it's for you. I forgot your class is in the classroom just next to Elle's. I hand you hold. I won't have to teach the new kid. Who knows what he's like? I'm sure he's dangerous. He has to be. They misspelled sure, but I'm gonna just leave that. I don't understand why Peters is so certain about him. After all, it's peculiar why the stones permitted this. There's no doubt it's for a good reason, but they are gods that are supposed to directly rule the communion. Human project? Why would Agranade? Why would Agranade choose me for the job? Folder from Mother Gothel. Mother Gothel is the nickname of the Agranade, the head teacher. She is strict and scary. That's the reason behind the name. Besides her authorities in their school, she is also responsible for conducting various experiments and missions. Okay, well, I will say, I know everything's just now starting to set up. I don't have much opinion since there's only 3 episodes, but I will say that I think it's interesting enough for me to want to subscribe and see where this story goes. So I will go ahead and do that. I'll also leave a like here. If you guys are wondering my thoughts from what I was reading so far, I was a little bit confused because this is a completely new universe. They have like vampires and sirens and spirits and whatnot. So it's a very magical universe, and mages as well. They got mages. So I assume mages are just like regular people who can do magic. But then again, I don't know. That's just my assumption because that's just what I know so far. But I don't fully know what the story is really about yet. I don't see any stakes at hand. All I know is that I know there's like apparently a romance that's supposed to happen that was mentioned in the synopsis, which we haven't met the guy yet. I think it's this 3rd episode was setting up for the new student because the teacher was talking about, or the main character's mother was talking about, oh, there's a new student, so I don't know what he's going to be like. I assume that's going to be the boy that is going to fall in love with the main character and the main character falls in love with him. So that's my assumption so far. Other than that, I'm still getting introduced to the universe, so I'm still a little bit confused on, how their system of school works and how these different creatures live together. Okay, struggling with her magic and trouble fitting in. Okay, so yeah, it's just basically, trying to keep up with responsibility while making friends and while, falling in love. So that's basically what the synopsis is basically saying. And I think that's all right. I have yet to see how that goes. Maybe it's kind of like, Nevermore, because I don't know if you guys have read the Webtoons original Nevermore. I was like episode 20 into Nevermore, I think. But where Nevermore had like the fantasy elements of like the school that they're going to has different people that have like that are like spirits, and they have like their own type of magic that goes on in Nevermore. The way they died is the type of magic that they have, kind of thing. I think that was what happened. It's been a while since I've read Nevermore, so because I read Nevermore like a year or 2 ago. I forgot when I read it. It was like a long while ago. But I assume that L is similar. I'm not saying it's the exact same, just trying to help my brain process like, oh, it's kind of like that, where you try to find out more about yourself and the friends you make along the way, and maybe the real L was the friends we made along the way, kind of thing. But I think it's very interesting so far, and I want to see more of this universe and see how it all plays out. I think they're setting it up pretty well, and it's just started, so I don't have much to add. Anyways, that's it for me today. I know this one was kind of a short one. We only had like 2 series that I checked down. They were really short, except for the plug and play one. I know the plug and play one was very long, but I know L was a little bit short. I mean, it wasn't actually that bad. L actually had quite a bit of like a good length of episodes. L is something worth checking out. If you guys liked plug and play, check it out. And if you guys liked L, please also check L out if you guys can. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.